Good morning, hella sexy, beautiful, lovely people who deserve the world, and maybe some others. You probably deserve the world if you're watching this. Anyway, I don't know. I just thought of this a second ago, and I was like, I should talk about this shit. I've never understood the whole stigma against like paying for sex because in my ideal world, that would be you could just. I don't give a fuck if someone has an OnlyFans unless it's like okay, like I am getting tired of damn near every Instagram meme page and social media account, you'll be like, I'm watching a video. Oh, there's no punchline, it's just ass jiggling. Okay. Like, I'll watch it twice, but I'm still kind of like, I don't need to see 18 videos of this. Thank you. God. Or on top of that, it'll be some shit like, yeah, funny enough, I could be on Instagram and I could just say like a totally inconspicuous comment, and then they'll be like, yes, this is obviously a spam bot trying to get likes and views, or this is a hate comment, and we need to disable her ability to go live for several days and restrict her for commenting for a week. But then guess the fuck what? A meme page targeting children will be able to post a video of a girl getting her house broken into and stripped down naked by a fictional robber and role playing rape scenarios. And then that account, you can report it as many fucking times as you want, and all the other accounts, and they will still let it be on there. That gets on my fucking nerves. Like, see, that's the type of shit that people mean when they say, oh, yeah, porn addictions, and also, like, because it puts a bad taste in my mouth. I get it. You want to promote, you want to get money, you want to get rich in a capitalistic society, but it's like, don't put it in places where children can see. If you want to advertise porn on Twitter, go ahead. Kids aren't supposed to be there. If you want to advertise porn on Instagram, like, can you at the very fucking least not go on pages that have fucking children following it for meme pages and then be like, hey, advertise this shit to me? I don't know, it's just fucking disturbing. Like, even, like, I don't know, I grew up around dirty jokes and fucked up people. I'm just gonna say, I have like, my morality, for the most part, is protect kids from shit. We don't need them seeing that. The world's a bad enough place, we don't need to make it worse. But for the most part, I have absolutely no issue with people who pay for sex or pay for OnlyFans or make OnlyFans or do this or do that, because in an ideal world, the world would be so chillax about sex. It could just be something you do, not like something huge to talk about. I already talked about in my last video how I'm like, I don't know, I don't get the stigma against like male virgins or female virgins, but also the stigma against people who have had sex. I think that's fucking stupid in general. And yeah, like I said, in an ideal world, you could be someone having a big fancy business meeting and being like, good morning, my name is Todrick Jameson. I'm about to do a PowerPoint slide about the history of the economy. Now, here's my business cards, pass them out around the table, and also there's a QR code on the back where I also have an amazing OnlyFans. If you would like to check that out in your spare time, you can. $5 a month. But until then, let's focus on this presentation. And then everyone would just be totally chill about it, like just a walk in the park. Like, I'm fine with it because I don't know. I don't like, to me, OnlyFans is cool as fuck because it's like, yeah, imagine there was some girl you've liked for hella long, and then she's like, hey, guess what? For $5, you could see a picture of my titties oiled up and bouncing. You mean to tell me that you would rather spend $5 on something stupid like weed or a bag of chips when you could see oiled up titties? In real, like, I don't know. I'm okay with sex work. I'm okay with all of it as long as it's like decently hygienic and not at risk of anyone getting an STD and people are still safe about it. I'm fine with it. I don't have a problem with sex workers because frankly, I'm fine with it. Like frankly, my life would be easier. I could just have money and go up to any bad bitch and be like, "Excuse me, ma'am. Out of curious, do you?" And she'd be like, "Oh, yes, I do. Here are my rates." And she'd hand me a business card, and I'd be like, "Okay, shit." And if I wasn't like up to speed, I'd be like, "Okay, I'll save this for later. Have a good day," and just go about my life entirely fucking fine. Or, like, that would be nice. I know the world has a long way before it gets to that point, but I don't really have an issue with people wanting sex. I think that's just a normal human behavior. It doesn't have to be offensive or repulsive at all. It could just be like, okay, people are attracted to you. And I don't think they should be punished for doing so as long as they're decently respectful about it. Now, in terms of people buying sex. Why would I have an issue with people buying sex? The only issues I would have with someone who is buying sex is if they were violent towards women, if they were abusive or creepy or doing weird shit as soon as they had access to the woman, if they were unhygienic. And if they like it, just I don't like, and also this goes for all genders too. If you're a male sex worker and you deal with male clientele, female clientele, trans clientele, any fucking clientele you can think of, the main gist is I want the only punishment I could think of due to pay for sex is like if you give her an STD, I think you should go to fucking jail for it because you risked her life and her safety and her income. She should sue you for everything she's fucking got. You should be hygienic, you should be polite, well mannered, and be nice. Like that's the whole gist of it. But I don't know, I keep forgetting that there's like a huge stigma against sex workers, and I forget that until I meet people. And then it's like, oh, why I don't know, I just can't fathom that someone could hate it because it's like, okay, you're not buying. So what's the fucking issue? Some people just have an issue with the fact that it's like, oh no, a hot lady making me pay for it? What a bitch. She should let me hit it just because I text her sometimes. Or because I offer her weed. Like, some will be down for that somewhere else, sir. Not this sex worker you're trying to hit up. Be nice to her, you know? But yeah, I don't have an issue with like um they call them Johns, I guess, or but I just call them fucking people. I don't have an issue with people who want to just fucking buy sex. My ex, he paid for pussy, and I remember he told me that and he was embarrassed about it. And I just thought to myself, why would that be embarrassing? It's like, yeah, why the fuck would it be embarrassing? It's like, oh no, you had like, I don't know. I've even joked about it on stage at comedy mics before. I said like, how is it like, because some dudes will be like, I'm gonna take this woman out on as many dates as possible and pay all this money and that money and this money for parking, gas. I'm gonna pay for the bill at the restaurant and any drinks we get and any tickets for any social outing, and that shit adds up. And so I wouldn't knock a guy if he was just like, you know what, instead of wanting to do like 26 million dates with a woman who may or may not like starfish in bed and have a dead cold panic expression and ask me to hurry it up, I think I would just like to pay like a fraction of that money to like go to a strip club instead and then get some titties jiggled in my face by like a sexy nude girl with glitter on her body. Or, oh, I would like to pay a sex worker who's gonna like suck me off and do that thing I like with my taint and give me a great fucking time. I don't have an issue with that. Like, you're someone, it's like, I don't know, it's like boo fucking who. You're someone who knows what they want sexually and goes after it, and you also have a good, well paying job. What a shameful thing. Oh, like, shut the fuck up. Bitch, you get money and you get pussy. Some of these niggas can't say either, and that's why they hate sex workers. Some of them, like, have one or the other. That's why they hate sex workers. Because it sends their access to people. Meanwhile, you, on the other hand, you're someone who has access to those women. Like, yeah, you don't have a paywall against you because guess what? They will roll out a red carpet for you and you can just walk in and be with whoever you want. Like, kudos to you, frankly. On top of that, yeah, I had this other ex. It was about this girl that, like, she was like his one that got away. It got in the conflict of us dating, actually, because he was so insane over her. But he did embarrassingly tell me that, like, several times he did pay her for sex. But I couldn't even like I didn't really think of that as embarrassing. I only thought of it as embarrassing later down the line when it's like, okay, dude, you mean to tell me that I'm out here dating you for your personality and enjoying your presence and actually caring for you and unpacking your traumas with you and this, and that. And you mean to tell me you're still obsessed with a girl who hated you so much that you had to pay her to just like literally bend over and have a deadpan expression on the side of the pool as you fucked her, and then she openly told you afterwards that she doesn't like having sex with you, and you still want her? Okay. You even said she has fibrosis titties, as in her titties were skeletal from her botched surgery, and she has a weird nose. And you mean to tell me, like in that, Anyway, don't date dudes who make you have to compare yourself to other women, or don't date people who make you have to do that in general. Like, fucking God. Ugh. It's like, okay, good to know that these nice, luscious, movable D cups weren't fucking. Whatever. He wasn't a man that I wanted to keep around anyway. He had a million red flags. Let's just be grateful that it's been several years and that relationship is gone. But I will say this: before I learned how fucking disgusting and terrible and shitty he was, in a lot of ways, I mean, like, he had a whole folder that he was keeping tabs on her with. It was creepy. He's fucking gross. I'll say this. Before, when it was just like, yeah, I liked her so much and I wanted to have access to her sexually again, so I was willing to pay her, I have no issue with that. 100%. I have zero fucking issue with that. Because it's like, okay, you knew what you wanted, she knew what she wanted, you came to an agreement, and you had a blast. And if you felt satisfied after, that's all that matters. Like, really. Like, the only thing is, like, I don't know, I think he's attractive enough where he didn't need to do that. And funny enough, even in my own encounters with people, like on certain websites, they'd approach me and I'd be like, oh, hey, damn, you're pretty cute and young. Why are you on here? And then they'd go, you're fucking right. Why am I on here? And then they'd leave. And so it's like, kudos to that guy. I'm glad I boosted his self esteem at the risk of securing the bag or whatever. I think that was just a normal paid dating site though, but I don't know. Anyway, I have no issue with dudes who pay for sex. The only, like, unless you're one of those weirdos who are on like USA Sex Guide and you're like, ooh, I need to do this and do that and be this and be like, that's when it's like you're a fucking terrible person. Because it's like, I don't know, like there is a certain level where it's like, I don't know, I'm not gonna be mad at someone for being like, oh hey, I banged this hot chick, she was great, good in this way, not so good in this way, would recommend 10 stars. Like, you know what, do what makes you happy. I just, yeah, so I don't have any issues with sex workers or those who pay for it. I think good for you. Kudos to you. You knew what the fuck you wanted and you went after that. That's my main gist. Anyway, see ya.